Who is Paul D. Haag?
Who is he?
Yes.
That's a tough one. Paul Dries Haag, spawn of Marion and Byrne.
Who is always the man who wants sex, more sex, and more sex.
Who knows how to fix everything.
And Renee has learned to say no. No, Paul. Paul is indescribable. There's only one Paul. That's it. Have you ever met another Paul? No.
Who is Paul D. Haag?
Why do I have to answer this question?
Because we all did.
He's my husband. He's sometimes an asshole. And he likes you to mow the yard this way, and you have to have the dishes in the dishwasher just this way. And
Grandpa.
he has a gimpy knee.
Lady.
But he's a good guy
Does he
overall.
know how to fix most problems, and how are they fixed?
Paul D.
Who is Paul
Haag.
D. Haag? And then what is North Carolina? Are we on? Ready, set, go. North Carolina is totally my very favorite people, two people, and animals. Paul D. Haag, Dawn Renee Clark Haag, Haag Clark, one of the others. And I love you. And Paul D. Haag, God, I'm so sorry I put my cigarette butts in your plant and I was going to clean them up, but too late, you did it first because you're anal. I love you.
Who is Paul D. Haag?
Dries, Little Byrne.
Oh.
Cheers, Paul. What do you want, more? Paul is my dear friend.
Who is Paul Haag?
I don't really know. I don't.
You could tell him what he
Who
got
is
banned
Paul Haag?
from doing in the neighborhood.
What do you got, banned? Oh, with the penetration. Yeah.
Tell us.
He doesn't do the butt anymore. But when he did, there was a lot of fingers.
He does the butt.
There's a moratorium?
Yeah. He won't. He doesn't, but he did.
Will he again?
He says he won't.
But do you believe him?
So far.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's like, what the hell?
Anything else?
You brought me
I think
where?
that's enough.
Wait. Yeah. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. Who is Paul D. Haag? Who is Paul D. Haag? Paul is the freak neighbor that lives 2 doors down from me.
And he's the freak neighbor that lives next door to me, and he really needs to mow the ditch. And by the way, where did he get the white jeans? Just saying.
Gloria Vanderbilt, white.
Didn't even know they had men's jeans in white.
Okay, that kind of gave him a little camel toe.
And who drinks a wine bottle at a tailgate, football tailgating party?
And what the hell is wrong with a camel toe?
Yeah, what's up with that? Is that a Wisconsin thing? It's in the bag.
And the film.
Who
is Paul D. Haag?
Oh.
The freak that lives 2 doors down from me. Happy birthday, Paul.
And I
love you. Is Paul D. Haag?
I understand he was one of the contestants for the most interesting man in America, but he was totally a runner-up. He thought that he was the subject of the 50 Shades of Grey, but he was more the subject of 50 Shades of Pink. That is the Paul D. Haag I know.
Okay, don't worry.
Who is Paul D. Haag? Shall I ask the question again?
Yeah, let's erase that because this is almost like that just really threw me.
Okay.
That one coming, did ya?
Second take.
Hang on, let me go.
Take 2.
Okay.
Jane, think of a good one. Think of a good one,
I
Scott.
have.
Okay.
Okay.
Take
Who
2.
is Paul D. Haag?
My lover.
Could you tell us about that?
What would you like to know?
Well, we understand Paul Haag.
My neighbor. A beautiful man. Best neighbor ever.
Really?
Oh. You can't change your answers now. Okay, I mean, just
No,
on
you
one of
And
them.
what is,
All right, he's just my neighbor.
and what is your relationship with Paul?
We are best friends. It's consensual.
Consensually best friends? So if we were to ask him if you were his best friend, would he confirm that?
No, he'd probably deny it.
Paul has been known to be rude in some cases.
You know.
Have you ever experienced Paul being
yes,
rude?
Yes. Very rude. Yes.
Are there any anecdotes you might be willing to share?
Run away. Maybe.
Fast.
How far?
All the way to my house. Lock myself in my room.
For how long?
I don't know. Forever.
Until he goes away.
Yep.
Are you interested or willing to introduce Paul to other friends of yours?
Yeah, sure. He usually takes care of himself. All my friends love Paul.
Under any circumstances?
When he's nice to them.
And how often is he nice to them?
Oh man, like 10%, like 15% of the time. I don't know. He's a jokester. No, he's always nice. He just jokes.
And do you love him?
Yeah, a little bit.
A
A
little
little
bit.
bit. Okay.
Who is Paul D. Haag?
Paul D. Haag is a perfect human specimen, and he is probably one of the best man I've ever known. He's taught me everything. He's taught me all the good. Can you just fucking delete it so I can start over, please? I knew what I was going to say.
Okay.
And I stuttered. It's gonna be nice. It's not gonna be.
Okay. Who is Paul D. Haag?
Why, are you making a DVD later?
No. We're not making a DVD.
But
We're gonna maybe show these.
you have to delete it because I sound really stupid.
It will be deleted.
All right. Who is Paul D. Haag? Paul D. Haag is my father. He's the best father I've ever had, and he's the nicest man in the world, despite what people might think of him, because he's a sassy motherfucker. But he is truly the reason that I try to do the right thing all of the time, because I think he lives his life like someone should, and I love him very much, and I'm thankful for all that he's done to make me who I am today. Love you, Papa.
Now, it's his birthday, and he has some friends over. Would you describe his relationship with his friends?
His friends, oh, that's even better. He has the closest friends that I've seen of most people his age, and I think I have close friends because I've seen the relationships he has with his friends, and I know that all it takes is a little bit of kindness, and you can create wonderful friends for the rest of your life, and I think he's living proof of that, and I try my best to emulate that in my relationships with my friends as well.
In the Bible, it says that Paul was a friend of Jesus. Would you say that Paul is a friend of Jesus?
Definitely. I think that if Judgment Day comes and Jesus comes down, I think he'll give my dad a free pass easily, because I think he lives his life the right way. I think he'll be Jesus' right-hand man, definitely. Gospel of Paul all over again. We should write one of those.
And is there anything that is embarrassing about Paul Haag?
Paul Haag. God, there are so many things, but I can't think of any right now. No, because anything that's embarrassing about Paul Haag is probably embarrassing about Elliot Hagen, so I just won't talk about it right now.
Does that trouble you?
Not at all.
Does the apple fall far from the tree?
Not at all.
You're reconciled with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm pretty happy with who I am and who my dad's made me. We had a fun teenage life together.
So your father is kind of a teenager at the same time you are?
Only after I moved out of the house, and I think he realized that I wasn't going to be as bad at handling some of my own affairs as he thought I was, and he's kind of kicked back a little, and I love to see him have as much fun as he's had in this past few years.
Have you ever seen Paul cry?
very rarely. It's almost always been my fault. One or two times out of sadness, but a few times out of happiness too, and that makes me feel great. He's not much of a crier, and I know that when he does show emotion, it means a ton to me, especially.
He's been told to stop touching men.
So have I. Doesn't stop me though.
Okay.
I know that all the friends here probably don't ever tell him to stop touching them because they love him so, especially Scott Sigmund. Naked Frisbee.
Who is Paul Haag?
He is our savior.
Could you go into a bit more? Please elaborate.
Paul brings us together. When was the last time you saw me?
This would have been a Packer game in
Last
about
time we got
80,
together with Paul
90,
Haag.
96, yes.
Right?
That's exactly right.
What else is Paul? Paul is,
Sex god.
he is special.
How is Paul special?
We've never met anybody like him, so that's why he's special, but you really put me on the spot here. It's like, it's hard to put this, I know I have the feeling inside, but to put it to words is something else. We've known him for a very long time, and we care about him and love him very much and don't want that to end. So that makes him special. Even though he moves far away, we hang on to him, right? Why do we do that, right? Because that makes him special.
On the occasion of his 50th birthday celebration, his 50th birthday celebration, is there anything that Paul represents as an older man?
He's a pretty hot older man. He's a lot of fun. He's that type of people we want to associate ourselves with.
Is there anything that you always remember about Paul?
Paul's difficult, but for whatever reason we put up with it.
Do you have any anecdote or description, little story to explain or describe that?
Nothing little.
Paul is never little.
Do your test 1, 2, 3 like.
I'm not much of a...
Do your test 1, 2, 3 how you're going.
Okay, real simple question. Who is Paul D. Haag?
Paul D. Haag, he is this Norwegian sex god. He's hung like bull. Hung like a bull, I said. He's a very nice young man. It's great to be one of his neighbors.
Cut!
Cut, no, don't cut his penis. There would go his livelihood.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
So what else would you like to know about Paul?
Well,
What
is
about
there...
your personal relationship with Paul?
It goes deep. Real deep. Sometimes I exaggerate, but it's pretty deep.
Paul has been known to touch men.
Oh my God.
Have you ever experienced that?
His eye is twitching.
Yeah,
He's running with the bull.
I don't know. Well, what kind of touching? Because sometimes I like it when a man rubs me.
Bad touch.
Yeah, like, what is he touching me with? Because I think that's important.
He could just touch you deep inside.
No, I actually touch him deep inside. But it depends. Is it spatula?
Riding crop.
Riding crop. Oh, riding crop. Oh, Patty, keep talking. Sorry, wrong person. Oh, yes, on that floating dolphin, or floating dinosaur, or whatever that was. So that sounds like a good time.
Have you broken bread with Paul?
Oh, bread with Paul. I have made the peace with Paul after we broke bread. Excuse me, sir, this is not your turn.
Sorry.
Other than that...
I understand from the Bible Paul was a friend of Jesus.
Okay. Jesus. I don't think so.
Who is Paul Haag?
Haag is a gas jockey, pumping 87 octane with this new car.